Okay, here's some chit chat about fulcrums. I wanted to talk about the active fulcrum, as I call it. Or you could call it leverage fulcrum, whatever you like. The thing that defines this kind of fulcrum is that the index finger, which is meeting the stick in a pretty standard way, the first knuckle of the index finger, but it's meeting the stick pretty well behind the contact point of the thumb. So we've got something like this. It's pretty far offset. This has a couple of factors that makes it desirable, I think, for certain applications. One is that you can see the thumb is a little bit, due to its kind of forward position, it's flattened out just a little bit against the stick, more than it would be if it were back here, in which it would rest more on the tip. So flattening it out like this just a bit gives a bit more contact area, a bit more surface area of the thumb that's in contact with the stick. So it has a bit better stability. Then the other thing, possibly even more important, the kind of more the main point of this kind of fulcrum, is that since the index finger is back a little bit, it can get involved in the actual leverage process, in propelling the stick downward for the dribbling sort of motion. So that puts us in a position where we have all four of our fingers involved for things like, well, for one, general stability. If you're just hitting hard, it feels a bit more stable. It's a bit easier on the muscles for stabilizing power, since you have all four fingers involved. And then also for for finger strokes, it's kind of nice for that. Because if you have your index finger right across, if you have your index finger up here, say for instance, then more of the work is just put on these last three fingers. So having everybody involved just makes for a lighter workload. If I were to define really specifically how I'm setting this up, by the way, I like to just go back to like a resting position with the butt of the stick against the palm here. In that situation, what I'm lining up basically is this last knuckle of the thumb is directly across the stick from the knuckle of the index finger, and then I open the fingers out into the playing position, and this knuckle will come off of the stick a little bit. The thumb knuckle will, but we've still got reasonably good thumb contact. So yeah, so that's about it. That's kind of how I define this sort of fulcrum, and again, it's just really good for having all four fingers involved in the leverage process, which makes it easier to get up to faster tempos and maintain a bit more endurance.